Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Sahil and I'm an amateur fantasy player trying my hand at the Euro Fantasy League and trying to compete with the fantasy stalwarts and hoping that I reach somewhere near or close by to them. But as the things are going around, I don't think so I'll be even close by even 10,000 probably. Top 10k also, I don't think so. So to begin with, I assumed, or most of us assumed that the Dutch would go through, but they didn't. Then most of us assumed the French to go through, they didn't. I took a risk of assuming that the Germans would play good and defeat the English, but they didn't. And that's the reason why I have landed in a place where I have. Okay, I have one, two, three, four, five, six, 7, 8 players who are not playing, and KDB who is apparently injured. And from what I've heard, he might only turn up if the Belgium team makes it to the semis. So it's a pretty screwed up time. Uh, though my captaincy punt went well, I had captain Benzema, I guess, on the last day. Uh, yeah, Benzema on the last day, and that's the only thing that went through. I had captain Spinazzola earlier, but then I changed it to Depay, I guess, or someone else, and it did not pay off. And then I had captain Benzema, it paid off, and I was so happy that okay, somewhere or the other, some good news. And now we have reached over here where I have Yarmanchik who's playing, Berardi who's playing, Demsgaard who's playing, Pau Torres who's playing, Donnarumma who's playing, Spinazzola who's playing, and the rest is just red arrows. So I was wondering what transfers should I do. I do have the limitless chip, remember. So I was just hoping that I should have played the limitless in match day 3 and kept the wild card so that I could go with the wild card this week and then go ahead in the competition. But the dumb part in me of assuming the results led me to this soup that I'm in. So then I thought, and then I went and I decided let's try to strategize and assume. Again, you have to assume stuff, otherwise you won't reach anywhere. So I came up with this. The Switzerland versus Spain game, I'm assuming Spain would win. Italy versus Belgium game, I'm just assuming Belgium would lose because they don't have Hazard and KDB. So I'm just assuming Italy will go through in that. Denmark versus Czech Republic, I'm assuming Denmark because Denmark are really good team going forward. And England versus Ukraine, England, which everyone is assuming would reach the finals, to be honest. Comes the semis. In the semis, I'm not confident that the Spanish could beat the Italian team, and that's where I see Italy going through the finals. And England, as I said, everyone is assuming England would reach the finals or maybe go a step ahead and say it's coming home. But yeah, that's how the general assumption is right now, and I feel that's what it's going to be. So there are two strategies where I decided to make. First strategy is where I use the limitless chip in the semi-finals or the finals, depending on how my situation is. So the first is where which is this week, I get in 2 English players. I get 1 Belgium player and 1 Spanish player as a cover up, to be honest, and hoping that KDB miraculously gets well and starts the game. So that way I would have 11 players to play. And then in the semi-finals I would use the limitless, and or yeah, that's what I feel. So I should use it in the semi-finals because I would have 4 teams to choose from, so I would have a higher ceiling of goals over there. And in the finals, I would, if, assuming England would make the finals, I would get three England players and three players from whichever the other finalist would be. That is Belgium, Italy, Spain, whoever. So if Italy makes the finals, I would have 11 players, and if Italy doesn't make the finals, I would still have 10 players to go ahead in the finals. So this is what my strategy would be. I feel I should go for this one. I still thought that maybe, oh, let's see, let's talk about strategy 2 also, because it crossed my mind, since everyone is playing the wild card this week. So I thought maybe why not, let's think about if we play the limitless this week, what happens. So we play the limitless this week, and then we are in a hopeful situation. The first condition is Italy makes through. So if Italy makes through, I would go for three English players, two Spanish players, and one Italian player, and I would have 10 players playing in the semi-finals. If Italy doesn't go through and Belgium or Spain go through, then I would like obviously Belgium and Spain would go through, and then I would do three English transfers, two Belgium transfers, and one Spanish transfer, and that I would lead with 8 players in my team for the semi-finals. And then finals, now we, since we are assuming two stages over here. One is where Italy is advancing, one is where Belgium or Spain is advancing. So if Italy advances to the finals, I would do 6 transfers again, that is 3 English and 3 Italian, and that would leave me with 12 players in the finals, and that's a good place to be in. And if Italy doesn't advance and Belgium or Spain advances, then I would do is 3 English transfers and 3 Belgium or Spanish transfers, and that would leave me with 11 players. So these are the two strategies that I came up with, and this is all assuming that England is having a smooth sail towards the finals and they are going to make it to the finals for sure. And my gut feeling right now is that the Italians will make the finals. I've just like lost hope on other teams, to be honest. I'm just hoping that, I'm just keeping my fingers crossed that Italy please make it to the finals. So but then I thought that 8 players, that's quite a high risk in the semi-finals. Whereas if I use a limitless in semi-finals, I would have 15 players, and plus in the finals, I would still land up with 10 or 11 players, which in any case I would land up with in the finals. So that's when I thought that okay, it's better to go with the first strategy. So okay, mind you, I didn't mention this, I forgot to mention that all the strategies where I'm making transfers, I'm taking one hit, a -4. So I need to bring players in which would give me more than 4 points, maybe 6 points, to be honest. That's when the strategy works, because if I don't have a +2, then it doesn't make sense. So that's another risk I'm taking, but I do have to take hits. Other people are also taking hits, so it just makes sense. So now let's just try to make a few transfers over here. We'll just make it according to the price now. The first thing is I want to remove my expensive players out. Benzema 10.1 out. Memphis Depay also 10.2 out. So I'm trying to free out funds here. I have to keep De Bruyne in because I still don't know the status of KDB. So we're going to go with Havertz out, the next costliest player in the team. So I'm gone with 3 players out. Okay, I am left with a budget of 32. The first person I'm going to get is Sterling in. Okay, I'm left with 22.3. So the next player I was thinking of getting in, now we are left with just forwards, so let's just go on the forward section and see who all are playing and then make it. So my next obvious move was getting Lukaku in. As I said, 2 English and 1 Belgium and 1 Spain. So right now I'm going with a Belgium forward, and another forward that I would want to get in my team is Harry Kane. So now you see I'm left with -5 budget. So my next strategy to get that -5 recovered is just to eliminate Wijnaldum and get a Spanish player in. And that would be a midfielder. So 7.7 go for affordable, and Sarabia is the one that I would go for, I feel. So if I get Sarabia in, I'm just waiting for the lineups to be out before I get in Sarabia. Else I would get any other player. But this is how I would get in. So I get my 2 players in, that is Harry Kane and Sterling, for the English cover. I get Lukaku in, I get Sarabia in. That's the strategy I want to go forward with. I would take a low risk and a high reward move, that is not a high reward, actually it's just a 2-pointer, confirmed 2-pointer. I'm assuming the English would get a clean sheet in their game, so then I could get a defensive entrant in the team. I would remove Kimpembe and maybe get Stones into the team, and then just secure my 2 points, hoping that they are going to get a clean sheet. But this is what my strategy is, this is what I'm going to go forward with. But I won't just click on confirm right now, but this is what I will do. I'm just waiting for the lineups to be out, to be honest, and that's when I will press the confirm button. So till then, I'm just keeping my fingers crossed, and I'm sure that after this I have a clarity on what teams reach the semi-finals, and then I would make an assumption whether to use the limitless in semi-finals or not. But right now I'm not using the limitless chip in the quarter-finals. It will be either semi-finals or finals. I'm mostly itching towards the semi-finals. The only reason being I would have 4 teams to choose from and a higher bracket of players to choose from, whereas in the finals I would only have 2 teams to choose from, and like, okay fine, how many costly players would be there? Eventually there won't be much, and that is the reason why I'm just hoping that this pays off. So that's it for today. Thanks for watching. Please stay tuned, and just hope that we make it through this round and score some points. Yeah, that's about it. Do like, share and subscribe to my channel, and do let me know what other changes you feel I should do instead of the ones that I'm going to do in an hour, probably, when the lineups are out. So thanks for watching. Bye bye.